We have no intro this morning. Guys, what's going on? DFU is back with you tonight with another episode. Episodes 164, Falcons non-existence performance, week 3 review. I am your host, C-Money, followed by Philip, a.k.a. Mr. Avitz, and our other co-host, Rick James, is here to talk some Falcon football. Would you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and please, if you're new to the channel, do not be afraid to bring your questions to the chat. It's your boys from DFU. Philip, what's going on, man? Glad to have you here tonight. Obviously, Rick and Cody may not make it tonight. Not Rick. Robert may not make it tonight. He is on the road. He is on the road. So safe travels to Robert. Haven't heard from Cody, so maybe Cody can make it here. But Philip, what's going on, man? We got a game to talk about. Kind of been off-putting this podcast all week. We're supposed to do it Monday night. We're supposed to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's like, hey, we got to do it tonight. Philip, what's going on, man? How we feeling?
Still feeling that belt, but we doing all right. Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about, that's for sure. A lot to talk about when it comes to tonight's show, because what a monstrosity that game was. Philip, me and you as well, both in the building for that game. We'll dive into that.
Sorry y'all were there.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, Rick. Like, it was terrible. Rick, what's going on?
On the road,
a good 5-hour drive, like 4 hours and 40-minute drive. It was.
I felt out of place the entire time.
Absolutely. Rick, what's going on, man? Glad to have you here tonight. How are we doing before we get into the Dirty Bird talk?
man. Super excited. Good Friday. About to eat some tacos. Excited about that. Gonna keep it positive. I know we're about to dive into last week, but I just wanted to get it out, get it over with, move on, because that was a throw it in the trash kind of game, and don't try to dive too deep.
Absolutely. We'll start it right off from the top, man. Philip, I'll take my perspective of the game, and then we'll just rotate around the table. I mean, it was pretty horrendous from the start. You had, I want to say it was Ray McLeod that was our kick returner. Did not look in position at all at kick returner. So, I mean, all three phases was a bad game. Offensively, the first pass was a pass behind Kyle Pitts, and that kind of set the tone for the whole entire game. And then you look at, every percentage that the Falcons line up in pistol is more than likely going to be a run. Bijan doing Bijan things. That's why we're repping the 7 tonight, because number 7 has been the entire offense all season. Tyler Algier with 1 touch on the game last week was beyond crazy to me. You didn't use Tyler Algier at all. Drake London with a pretty nice performance in this first half, in the first quarter, and then it just kind of like dwindled out from there. Penix with the overthrown passes. Defense, I don't have too much to hit on defense. I mean, I feel like D. Alford, to me, if you want to give anybody player of the game, D. Alford single-handedly gets that, because a lot of fans were worried about D. Alford playing the outside corner position, and I may say, hey, D. Alford may have found his spot at cornerback too without Mike Hughes on the field when AJ returns. Who knows what happens there, but you'll see it again this week. D. Alford back at the cornerback position on the outside. The Washington game, we'll talk about that here very shortly, but just from a whole, man, that game was definitely a slap in the mouth, as Philip likes to call BTA, and we won't say what that means here on the podcast. Belt to so definitely a wake-up experience. Is according to how the Falcons was going to bounce back from that is the big question. You fire your receiver coach, Ike Hillard. He is no longer with the Atlanta Falcons. TJ Yates fills that role now. So, I mean, Phil, I don't want to dive really too much into it, because it was just a total embarrassment. You gave a pick 6 away. You put your defense in terrible positions. You even the punt recovery. You recovered the punt early in the game because they had a muff punt. You get the ball back. You're on your side of the field. You go out there with Romo. Romo misses both field goals.
Yeah,
that's a big question for me. Who was kicking? Who was kicking Sunday?
Missed opportunities. We have guys that are wide open at Kyle Pitts, which I will no longer take slander, because dude could have had 3 or 4 touchdowns. We just couldn't get the ball to him.
It seems like, Philip, that somebody did a play breakdown on YouTube of every pass that Penix threw last Sunday in Carolina. And Philip, I'm not to no excuses, because the Falcons practice in training camp at Flowery Branch in the heat all year long. I mean, the couple of months that they practiced there, it was a hot day. It was a hot day. I will say that it was very hot, but the Falcons were very, very cold. Rick, I know you don't want to spend too much time on the Carolina Panthers. We got a big game coming up Sunday, a big bounce back game, but just overall, man, how do you feel about that Carolina Panthers performance? You know, in the hostile environment already as it is, it's an NFC South opponent. You are now 0-2 in the NFC South here early into the season. Rick, your thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons' stance of right now, and is it possible to make that bounce back Sunday against the Washington Commanders?
So the first thing I'll say is that was probably trying to think. That was probably the worst game I've seen in
years.
6, 7, 8 years. I can't even remember a game being that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the Broncos game last year was pretty bad. But we still kind of made some things, and they were just the better team.
Right.
I mean, to me, it looks so bad. We didn't even look like a professional NFL football team.
No, sir.
I was like, this is pathetic. And so now we go 0-2 into the division. We are not winning this division if we don't go 4-2 in the division. We are not. Yep. Tampa Bay is not. They got it today. They're hot.
I hate to say it. They're doing their thing.
Well, they're doing their thing, right? And we had a chance.
You know what's even crazier is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won every game on a last-minute drive.
Yep. And we could have been right there. The thing that pisses me off the most is we look at our schedule and we're like, damn, those first 5 games, like if we can just come out 2-2, 3-2, 2-3, like we'll be fine. And then the season starts and things start to fall in place. We're like, damn, we almost beat the Bucs if we would have made that kick. And then we came out and showed someone get the Vikings, and then Carolina's hurt and they don't have offensive line. We're like, oh shit, we could be on the verge of 3-0. And now Jane Daniels is out and McLaurin's out. Oh shit, we could be 4-0. And then we lose to the 49ers and Bills. We're 4-2. And they just fucking fumble. Pardon my French, but they just they just choke on the most Falcon way humanly possible. Is a pathetic performance. And let me just say this. Well, I got 2 things. First, Michael Penix was the reason we lost that game. Period.
Absolutely.
I don't care. Everybody wants to beat up the OC. You can beat up all the OC all you want. I watched the plays back. They were wide open 25-yard passes that he could have hit that could have changed the game. He hits that play, then it opens up for Bijan, and then but if you miss all your passes, you're not leaving anything to – you're not giving Bijan a chance. Penix looked like beyond a rookie. He panicked, but let me say this. We were fools for thinking that Michael Penix was going to come out every single game hot. He's got it. We weren't going to have a game like this. And once I saw that, I was like, you know what? I was mad at first, but then I was like, we should have expected this. We should have anticipated that he wasn't like going to be. And so, you know, I'm going to let it go at that. I thought Caden Ellis played his butt off. He did the best he could. The secondary, did the best they could.
You know, another player, speaking on players having excellent games every game, a guy that has had a game that's been very great every game except Sunday, Divine Diablo had a kind of a rough game Sunday. Did not expect that against the Carolina Panthers. And let's not forget, the Carolina Panthers were without 2 starting guards on that offensive line. Seemed to get pushed. Chuba Hubbard was making his presence known early into the game. And let's just keep it a buck. The Carolina Panthers have found them a receiver 1. That guy is pretty sweet over in Carolina.
Absolutely. They found a size mismatch like we used to do with Julio Jones, like we do with Drake, and they kept going to it.
Yep.
The thing that I figured out about the Atlanta Falcons, if you're a second-tier player or a second-string player, you can go off on us.
Yeah.
First string, we show up and we're hitting heads. But you put it in your backup and we are in trouble, and I don't understand it. We're supposed to take advantage of it. They play down.
That's why I'm like when I hear the news, Philip, I'm fixing to come with you about a question about Sunday. When we hear the news about Terry McLaurin be out, Marcus Mariota making his return to Atlanta,
that's good.
I kind of get nervous. I mean, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm kind of like, well, damn.
Hold on. DQ and Mariota back for the revenge game?
Yeah, it's like, what in the hell is going to happen Sunday? In the Benz, can the Atlanta Falcons pull it out? Philip, I wanted to go back to you because we were there. We were in the stadium. We seen it firsthand. Was there any time, I mean, leading up to the game that you felt like the Falcons couldn't win that game? Because the Falcon fans traveled. The stadium had red and white and black all throughout the Benz. I mean, I about called it the Benz because there were so many Falcon fans there, dude. Like when me and Philip did our, pregame show on Facebook Live, I went back and watched it. As we're talking, Philip, I'm watching Falcon fans steady come up the escalator. Like I seen 3 Panther fans the whole time we were recording.
Even was like all together talking about this is our Dirty Birds nest. Like that's how crazy it was.
Yeah, like the fans were there. Like as the fans would come, like we had 2 fans standing over the escalator with rise up flags as Panther fans came up the escalator, like dogging them in their own stadium, and then we get a good taste of that ourselves as it's halftime, and we're standing at the escalator debating on taking this shit to the house.
On paper, that was a 2 touchdown plus win.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Time of possession, passing yards, rushing yards, flags, third down conversions, first downs. The only thing the Panthers had better than us was 4th down conversions.
Bro, I got to go back and watch the game because I don't remember 330 yards.
Me either. I don't know where it came from.
Pass. I'll be honest with you. I don't remember a completed pass.
The only passes that I remember, Philip and Rick, was the first drive. Kirk Cousins. The first drive when you got Drake London going. You got Drake London going early that first drive. You were moving down the field, then you
missed the field goal.
Yeah, then you missed the field goal, and it's like, fuck, like
that's the most Atlanta thing ever.
Yes.
Sign that guy, cut coup, and then that is just like why we should have never built that stadium on top of the church. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all, and that's the key to the factor right there. Should have never built the stadium on the church.
My only complaint, though,
what's up, Terry?
Like my biggest complaint Sunday, like this past Sunday, we can't. Like the only complaint about Zach, we can't get plays out quick enough.
That was what my next topic was.
Other than that, plays were there. He just didn't get it out fast.
So let's talk about that. You line up. It's 3rd and serious. It's like 3rd and 2, right? 3rd and 2. You have a very good capability of creating that. You had Tyler Algier back at the running back position. Obviously, it's fixing to be a handoff to Tyler Algier when he's on the field. And then you have what they say. Myles Garrett tweeted on Twitter there was communication problems with the headset. So you call a timeout. Okay, fair enough. That's your first time out of the game. Call a timeout on a serious 3rd and 2. Get it figured out. You come back. You don't break the huddle. First of all, you came out of timeout. You should not even have to huddle. You huddle back up after timeout. You break the line at 12 seconds on the time clock. Philip, I'm watching the play clock as they're in the huddle. I'm watching the play clock. It's steady ticking. They break the huddle at 12 seconds. You line up. Penix ultimately either didn't get the call or didn't like the look, and then just kind of walks away from the line. Just kind of walks away, like frustrated, just walks away. You take the delay of game, it puts you at 3rd and 7, I believe it is. At that point, it's 3rd and 7 now. Carolina fans are getting loud now.
I think he threw it in the dirt after that next one.
Threw it straight to the dirt. Carolina fans are starting to get rowdy now. Like, okay, we got this team on their heels. This team's supposed to come in Atlanta and blow us. And because don't think for one second the Panther fans didn't think that. If you go to their social media page before the game, they were expecting a blowout. They were expecting the Falcons to dog walk them.
Another thing, Bryce, don't believe your fans. They all in them stands hating on you, dog.
Oh yeah, the old gentleman before the game. Yeah.
We tired of this guy. We ready for somebody new. But they cheering when you're doing good, dog.
Real quick.
You wasn't even doing much, let's be honest.
I want to give a shout out to his comment sections going off. We'll get to you comments very shortly. I'm in the chat with it. Sterling Woods, Tony Primetime Dunn's here with it. Sterling's again with another comment. Omnal T Terry in the chat with it. Shout out to everybody that's here in the comment section. We'll get you guys comments very shortly. Appreciate the comments. Keep them coming and bring the questions because this makes the podcast extend even longer. Rick, your thoughts on the flag after the timeout, delay a game, breaking the huddle. And this wasn't just a 1 week situation because this happened in the Bucs game. This happened in Minnesota. Minnesota was kind of expected with the hostile environment in Minnesota, but 2 weeks in a row, you still haven't. I mean, this time clock management was a problem even last year with this offense.
I've traveled to Charlotte multiple times. Those folks are asleep.
Yes, sir.
They don't get loud. They don't. I mean, if you give it to them, they will. But I've gone to games and they just sit there quietly. They're the nicest fans I've ever been around. They're just like, I feel bad for cheering because they're so nice and so quiet. You got grandma next to me. You know what I mean? But the thing that pisses me off the most about it is they've talked about how Michael Penix diagnosing the defense and finding opportunities was one of his biggest strengths. And we're giving him no time to do that. None.
Yeah.
I don't know. maybe it is coming down to Zach not only getting in the play and faster, but maybe because we have, I think we said like the highest rate of motions and things like that, that maybe the offense is a little too complex and we need to shorten it up a little bit and be like, hey, let's so I don't know exactly what the solution is. I'm hoping they figure it out. But, week 1, we have a great passing attack. We have no running attack. Week 2, we have a great running attack. We have no passing attack. Week 3, I don't even know if we played offense. So here's what I do know. I'm going to the Benz as a season ticket holder on week 4, and that announcer better not tell me shit.
Get down, third down.
This is what I do. Make a play and I'll stand up.
Well, let me ask you this. So you go through what you did week 1, week 2, week 3. Does Zach Robinson being on the field now, as Sterling Woods says, Zach will be on the field. There's no excuses. Is this Zach Robinson's final test before he gets the boot?
All right, hear me out. Kyle Shanahan, we hate him, but he had a similar opportunity. Sucked in 2015, blew it. Offense just went stale. We only went to one receiver, which was Julio. Hey, we love our dog, but Kyle Shanahan comes out 2016. Man, we're blowing teams out the water, and really we had
same team,
really the same offense, same players, same everything, except we changed Sanu with Rod or Roddy with Sanu. That's the only difference, and then maybe Gabriel as well, but. Maybe being on the field. Maybe.
Oh wait, Hooper. Wait, there was the
Hooper. Yeah, Hooper.
They brought in. Yeah.
So Rick, let me. So do you think?
Sanu real quick, Sanu retirement.
Yes, sir.
Sanu's like one of the realest Falcons players ever, in my opinion. He always shows everybody so much love. I mean, I've met 2 Falcons players that went out of their way. Like, I'm a 40-year-old man. They don't show 40-year-old men love. They show it to the kids. Taylor Gabriel came over to show me love, and Sanu's tweeted me. He's messaged me before. Like, shout that man out. He's a real one.
Yeah. Philip, me and you can also relate off of that. Sanu both. Philip even sent Sanu a picture. Like, Philip drew a picture up of Sanu and sent it over to him, and Sanu was like, yo, this is dope.
He's even told me happy birthday a couple times back in the day, like in 2016. That was my
Mr.
guy.
Bean Talk himself with the perfect passer rating.
So
and
we're talking about the 15 and 16 turnaround. Does this front office or coaching carousel have that opportunity? And I'm going to be honest, I don't think they do.
No, sir.
I think this year.
Let me tell you why. Because the Ike Hillard firing was
the coup cut.
And the coup cut. That is why this is the turnaround season. If there is a turnaround, this will be the season. So that go back to that question, and I want to ask you, Rick, when it goes back to this question, is Zach Robinson's final straw Sunday while he's on the field with a young quarterback in Penix? If the field access doesn't help this offense, then what do you turn to? It's tough. It's early. It is very early to be firing your offense coordinator. It's very early for you to be even that's in that kind of talk.
I think if we do that with a young quarterback, I think our season is done.
It's over. It's over. So you're really banking on this Sunday that
I think
Zach
we're
Robinson
riding this
brings
out.
it out.
I think we ride out with this, and then and I'll be honest with you, like even if this season tanks, I'm one of those guys. I thought we fired Mike Smith a year early. I thought we fired DQ too early. Arthur Smith, no, because I think
he was an ass.
Yeah, I just didn't even like Arthur Smith. But like I don't want to see Raheem go. I'll be honest with you. I like Raheem as a coach. I just think, and again, I'll still go back to like we know the players weren't making plays. In the first week, the receivers were not there and they were dropping the ball. Michael Penix missed so many throws. What do you do as an offensive coordinator? There's no plays to make because you can't even get a freaking first down. You can't get 5 yards. You can't open up for Bijan because they're like, dude, this motherfucker can't even throw it. He can't even throw it.
Yep.
So I can't put it on Zach as much as everybody wants to. I really can't because I saw the field and he was not hitting Pitts wide open in the end zone, standing there by himself.
Philip, you called it. You called it out in the middle of the play.
I'm literally sitting there going, Pitts is about to be open.
Philip's screaming. We're in the nosebleed.
Kyle is open.
We're up in the nosebleed. The play's in action. Philip sees Kyle break through the safeties of the linebackers.
I'm the only Falcon fan sitting here right now just yelling, Kyle.
So my question is if he comes on the field, does it change Zach Robinson's vision of the field now?
Right.
And so we might gain something in communication and lose something on vision, but maybe we don't need that vision and maybe we need more of the communication. So again, this is a week of show me.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Like, you've got to bounce back this week. There's no, and as we've
Remember
already
this
stated,
game?
they're without their best receiver. They're without their quarterback. I mean, they're without a lot this game. That to me should be enough to win.
Running back, quarterback, and wide receiver.
Can the offense get hot? That's the big question. And can Drake London get in the end zone? We have 0 touchdowns to a receiver or a tight end on this team.
Even get the ball is all I'm saying.
I have 3 fantasy teams: Michael Penix, Drake London, Kyle Pitts.
Dude,
Rip.
Penix, Drake London was my receiver 1 in this fantasy league that I'm in, and he has yet to put over 15 points.
I just knew this season they were going to go off.
Drake London was supposed to be a top 10 receiver this year.
Yeah.
That's no longer in talks.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
The season's not
Penix has 1 touchdown pass.
We let that. Hey, he tied last year.
It's week 4. T. Terry says Zach needs to run the plays Michael Penix ran at Washington. But, okay, just let MG play his game. Everyone gets hurt. Let the training off. But pistol is what Penix says he's comfortable in. Like, that's what he says he likes. Like, that's like to this week in the press conference, Penix said that he loved the pistol. But when you run the pistol at 80% of those snaps, it's the handoff.
Dude, what play do you run when your quarterback can't throw an accurate pass 15 yards? His accuracy went in the trash. I mean, guys, I hear you. Trust me. Go on Twitter, watch the breakdown of his throws, and you will be like, wow, Michael Penix regressed a lot.
Yes, it's like
scary how bad it was.
It's like Sunday. He was definitely a different player.
No, and then what did they say about him? This is the scariest part. He wasn't his happiest, most confident self like he's normally been. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Philip, do you remember after the Vikings game, me and you were chatting at the house, and I told you if you go back and watch the celebration in the Vikings locker room, Michael Penix's face told everything. We didn't pass the ball much that game. It was more of a run-relied game. If you remember back when, I don't know, Marcus Mariota was the quarterback and we ran the ball for 3 quarters, that's what that game reminded me of. And I do not want to see that because this Penix is supposed to be the guy. You drafted him very early in the first round. You benched Kirk Cousins for Michael Penix. So let me ask you guys this. I mean, obviously, we're not shutting the window on Penix. We all still, support QB1. It is what it is.
I'm riding him out for a couple more years.
It's dead. Yeah. So let me ask you this. The question was even Matt Ryan had some talks about it on a podcast. A lot of fans, even the news outlets have taken off with how Raheem Morris said that there is no competition at the quarterback spot right now. There's no competition. What does that mean for Penix? Like, to not have somebody on his heels like Kirk Cousins had all year? And I'm not going to say Kirk Cousins had that all year because we rode Kirk Cousins until the very end. I mean, there was no much riding left of Kirk Cousins.
We would ride with Kirk Cousins.
So is it I get that, but I'm saying it was time. It was definitely time last year.
It was time, yeah, for sure.
So
there's a game past time.
So yeah, exactly. So how do you keep that quarterback room competitive when like when you have a coach says, obviously your coach is going to want to build your quarterback up. You're not going to want to shun your quarterback. How do you keep that quarterback room competitive when a guy knows I'm safe? My job's locked. If I go out there and hand the ball off all game, I'm still quarterback 1.
So for me, I think it's too soon and too early in his career. Mike hasn't done enough. I don't think he feels that way. And this is the way I feel. Listen, I'm a competitor in jiu-jitsu. I compete all the time. If he's a real competitor, which I promise you he is, because he wouldn't get to that level if he wasn't, he cares more than we do. He cares 1,000%. He's beating himself up. He's pissed off. He's frustrated. He's going to do everything he can to try to figure it out. So I'm not even going to go there yet. I think if he's like a Russ Wilson, like in his 13th year and there's not competition, that's a little bit different. And then maybe he needs that extra push. But if Michael Penix needs competition to push him in year 1 of his career, we're in a lot of trouble.
A big issue, a big situation when it comes to that, because I even feel like when they pulled him in the third quarter or the start of the fourth, I'm not sure what quarter it was. I left the game at like 2 plays into the third quarter. Right after the pick six, we were out.
Oh, after pick six, me too. I was like,
Ace was trying to have hope. I'm over here.
We're legitimately standing by the escalator, bro, and we throw the pick six, and 5 minutes later, a Panther fan comes up the escalator and he looks at me and goes, like blows raspberries in my face. I'm like, dude, fuck you. I'm out of here. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Man. So I look at Pops and Phil like, yo, it's time to bounce. So we gotta go.
Dog, if anybody felt the worst, it was me. I fucking hate them, bro. I hate them.
You're the only Falcon with a rivalry with Carolina.
Yeah, So here's the big question. Enough from last Sunday. Let's move towards the Washington Commanders game. Obviously, last Sunday, Romo misses both field goals, goes 0-2. Prior game, he went 5 for 5. There really hasn't been a lot of talk this week about the kicker position because of what's been happening with the offense. But is Romo starting Sunday? Was that announced?
It is.
That is announced. Okay.
I seen it earlier.
Okay. So how do we feel about that, Rick? Start with you.
I don't think we have a choice. I think we got to roll him out. I think he's a young kid too, just like everybody else. He had one good game, one bad game. I think I don't remember because I turned off the TV. Did he kick any more than the 2?
No, we never got in that position.
So I think we do the same thing that I thought we were going to do with Koo, which is we roll him out there as soon as we get an opportunity, find out. If he misses it, I'm not letting him kick again. I'm going for it on fourth down every time.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Or I think, hey, this is a momentum thing. And if he misses his first kick in that stadium, it's going to suck the wind out of the entire building. And maybe the first time we don't.
Yep.
Maybe we push with the offense because the offense is struggling and we try to be aggressive when we try to go for it. But I think it just depends because the Commanders' defense isn't hurt. It's pretty solid. They got some players. They got Bobby Wagner. They got some players that can make some plays. So I'm still a little concerned there. But, if he misses one, I think we got to go full speed on offense. Because, listen, I'm pissed because this offense should be scoring 28 points a game, and this kicker thing shouldn't even be a situation.
Man, we should be
Rick, we got a question here in the chat just for you from Sterling. It says, Rick, do you think Zach's offense is predictable? That's what a lot of people are saying. Rick, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's pretty predictable. I'm not even that great in the offensive schemes, and I can predict the plays that are about to happen. But while it's still being predictable, and I've said this about every Falcon blunder in the history of Falcon blunders, Freeman missed the block. I don't care if we didn't run the ball. Freeman missed the block.
Yep.
Who missed the kick? Jake Matthews missed the block.
Yep.
Sanu dropped the ball. Harry Douglas dropped the ball. Roddy White dropped the ball. Michael Penix didn't make the throws. So-and-so fumbled. So-and-so missed the kickoff against Dallas. The players are not making the plays, and they're in position to make them. So that's why it's hard for me. If the players aren't in position at all, and we just look like idiots in the timeouts, and that's the problem, then that's a coaching problem. But the coaches are calling, and the plays are there. It may not be the play that you want or the right play, but it's there. And the player – so it's really hard for me to get mad at coaches when the players aren't there. So I think it's very predictable, but it's working and there is opportunity. We're just we're not doing the easy ones. That's the thing that frustrates me. We're not doing the easy ones, the gimmies.
There was a lot of plays last Sunday that Bijan Robinson was one slip tackle away from a touchdown.
70-yarder. And it was good tackling. It
was. Bijan has been the only offensive player that I could not say anything about. T. Terry with a comment says, I think receiver Mooney and London are still banged up. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the issue that's happening right now. You came in week 1.
Vikings. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. When I found out after the week 1 game that London had been doctoring a shoulder injury since training camp, I was like, hey, why wasn't this announced? Like, this is something that hasn't been talked about. London dropped a lot of passes that game, had the fumble, also. So it's like, that could be a possibility. Mooney dropped so much Sunday. There was a lot of passes that Mooney dropped. And a lot of people were mad about the 4th down where, Mooney doesn't make the sideline catch. But once again, Penix was a little off. It was a little overthrown there.
That was a little overthrown. He couldn't have got that.
Abnel says, I think we lean on Bijan and Algier this game early on. See, that's what we've done, though. Like, at the beginning of the game, that's what you did. And other than the Panthers game and the Bucks, I will say that you did come out against the Panthers throwing because Philip, there was a couple of plays where I was like, "Oh, Bijan right here, Bijan." And it was a pass.
Well, you can mark out Algier. Zach don't.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Algier.
He's allergic to Tyler Algier apparently. So you ain't got you can go ahead and scratch that out. We all want him there.
But why is that still a problem in season 2, like year number 2 in Atlanta? Why is that still a problem?
I'm telling you, bro.
I
can't prove it, but Zach hates him, bro. I swear.
But to be fair, I did look at this the other day, and take out Carolina's game. Bijan only had 6 more carries on the season than Tyler did.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
really,
they had pretty similar yards.
Now he had 13 more passes, which obviously that should be
reasonable.
Obvious.
Yeah.
But I think it gets to a point where I think they have a game plan for when Algier comes in and when Bijan comes in. And I think against Carolina, we never got past stage 1.
Yeah, you're right.
We could never even get there.
Tony Primetime Dunn says the defense was 1 second away from a sack. We were a couple of plays where we were right in his face and we just could not meet that.
Beating him down. I could have swore he had a concussion that first hit.
Arnold Ebiketie played. I watched this personally. Arnold Ebiketie came out the first drive, starting at the edge position. After the first play, they took him out. You cannot get a rhythm started like that. I think they rotate these guys a little too much. I'm not saying rotation is a bad thing because obviously you want to have fresh legs on defense, but you got to let these players get in a groove.
Yeah, I've always felt that way too. I feel that way about the running back too.
They did that with Walker and and Pierce too many times. And
the last thing I'll end on that kind of gave me some confidence, and I retweeted this earlier in the week, and I was like, I can't believe I'm retweeting D-Led. I never in my life have I ever retweeted anything D-Led because I can't stand him.
Same.
But he did reference in Matt Ryan's first season when we went 11-5. He had a game against, I think it was Denver, maybe. I can't remember who it was, where he had a 29 passer rating, 2 interceptions, 130 yards, 19 for 36, looked like absolute trash, and was able to turn around. So, I don't want to beat up on him too much, but man, it's a scary time in Atlanta right now. That's all I got to say about that.
Josh Gillen, what's going on, brother? Glad to have you here tonight. We have 10 live viewers on YouTube, man. Y'all hit that like button for us. Every one of you, hit that like. He says, sup, fellas, I think we have to pass early to set up the run game. We have to assume they will stack the box and force us to throw, right? I agree, Josh. I believe they will stack the box after the performance that Penix had last week. Kind of showed pressure wasn't, too much of a strong point last Sunday. I mean, can we all agree on this? Penix sits in the pocket a little too long.
Yeah.
Without moving his feet,
doesn't move enough. Yep.
I feel like that is the issue. And then Josh, I agree 100%. Philip, Rick, y'all's thoughts? Do you think we set up the passing game to set up the run game? Is that how you expect us to go? And another thing off of this comment, and it just popped in my head, it's a random thought. The Atlanta Falcons have received the ball every game so far in the beginning.
They have, which was not – Atlanta used to defer.
Every time.
We defer we used to defer.
I will say Carolina won the coin toss, so you had no control over that. But I believe against the Bucks, we won the coin toss. I don't know about the Vikings, but 3 games now that you've had to give them the ball after halftime.
If we start, so I haven't watched Dan Quinn as the Commanders' defensive. I don't know if he's the defensive coordinator, if he's calling the defensive plays, but I don't know how he's playing with them. But I remember how he played with Atlanta, and there was a lot of zone and a lot of coverage and a lot of space. And that has completely shut Michael Penix down, unfortunately. So it kind of makes me nervous that we're going into a defense that plays right into what our biggest problems are. So I'm hoping that the run lanes open up a little bit. Our run lanes last week didn't look that great. What's his name? Brown ate us up.
Eric Brown.
We got those little swing passes. I like them and sometimes, but we're getting a little too swing passy. Can we?
Defense is looking for it now. You've shown it too many weeks in a row. And Panthers cracked the code with the first pick 6 of the season. So it's get away from those check downs. I mean, the deep ball was there in training camp, guys. I seen it firsthand. I went two practices back to back. Every pass Penix took was a deep competitive ball. It seems like this year
it just wasn't making them.
It seems like this year it just hasn't been that competitive deep pass. It was, I believe last year, correct me if I'm wrong, Drake London held a stat of the most competitive catches for a receiver. And it's why are we not throwing that ball up? Why are we not trying that man-on-man or that deep post route?
Michael Penix throw it in the middle of the field.
Yep, because that's where Kyle Pitts is at.
When we watched the plays that were to be made were all in the middle of the field.
Yep.
Ray came open a couple times. Drake came open. Kyle Pitts is open almost every play now. It's kind of weird. And in the middle of the field, he immediately looks away from, like, he maybe doesn't let the play. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have to watch it a little bit deeper, but it was frustrating for sure.
So we had a comment up here before we dive too much into the Washington game. Where'd it go? I can't find it right this second, but I know it said, how do you guys view or rank this Atlanta Falcons offensive line? Philip, I had my fair share of a word about the O-line on the way home. Obviously,
I think from the same page.
Obviously, Caleb McGarry being out hurt us very tremendously. With the pressure on the right side being Penix's blind side. I think when I forget his name now, Storm Norton returns, I think you see a better protection now on the offensive line. But I mean, how do you rank that team, that front right now? How do you rank that as far as how they're playing? I guess, Philip, your thoughts?
Kind of mid.
Yeah.
It's overrated in my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Wholeheartedly.
We've seen it.
There's no sacks, but there's pressure in his face.
Yeah, and then that's you're having to deal with not being able to read a defense because your plays ain't coming in fast enough, and then you're having hands in your face 24/7 or you can't see. Like it's we got to do something, man. Like it's an issue.
I think as a fan base, I mean, I never felt this way, but I think everybody needs to apologize to McGarry.
Absolutely.
Everybody needs to beat McGarry up, hassle him all the time. He's trash. Get him out of there. He'd miss a ball. But when we run the ball behind him, he makes plays and he opens things up. And now with a left-handed quarterback, it's starting to be a problem.
So even on
but it's also week 4 for Elijah. So let me also not,
With Elijah's not doing bad, but it's not what we're used to.
Not what we're used to. So I put him around 10 to 15 rank, somewhere in there. Not great, not perfect, but they've had good games, they've had bad games, and last game, throw the whole team in the trash. They were all trash.
Yeah, you throw that clip away and try to bounce back. Now, heading into the Washington game, you run into obviously a hurt, banged up offense. Marcus Mariota probably had the best game of his career last week with the Washington Commanders. You've got to stop that. Something I've seen the Falcons do Sunday against Bryce Young. They had a QB spy a couple plays, but something they have not done since the Vikings game is a 5-man rush because of A.J. Terrell's, not being there. A.J. will be out once again this week. We do have the return of Jamal Agnew at special teams. Maybe he can help us out with field position. Philip, your thoughts on the defense not protecting, but keeping that QB rush, that QB sneak away. How do you keep Mariota in the pocket or on the ground initially? Like, how do you stop that against the Washington Commanders? Because obviously, that's kind of Jaden Daniels' game too. So this playbook may be what Mariota needed his whole career. How do you stop Marcus Mariota off of one of his hottest performances in the NFL?
Simple. You play like you did last or 2 Sunday nights ago. That's literally that same defensive scheme was not played this Sunday at all.
No, it wasn't.
It reminds me of damn 2020 all over again. We're doing 1 week, we're good on defense, and then the next week we do something totally, who the hell knows? Go back and watch how you contain the quarterback. JJ was trying to run, but he couldn't because you contained him. You had a spy on him. You had Diablo was the answer there. Not even that. Your pass rush was getting sacks. You gotta. I don't know, man.
Dang, I forgot who the Commanders had on defense. Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty nice over on that end.
Wagner, Deron Payne, who I like, Marshawn Lattimore, who's Von Miller. Wait, did Von Miller get hurt?
That I don't know.
Will Harris is pretty good. Trey Amos, Javon Kinlaw, who I wanted a while back.
Yep. Payne, I was a big rallier for Payne. I wanted Payne here in Atlanta when he was up for grabs, but didn't happen. So Rick, question goes to you. How do you contain Marcus Mariota? I mean, coming off of not a great defense performance, but not a terrible. You still rank number 1 in pass yards allowed on your defense, which is crazy after such a bad performance last week. Not really so much on the defense side of the ball, but then you also rank at like number 6 still in the NFL in total defense. So how do you stop a Marcus Mariota? Their top receiver, Scary Terry, is no longer in the game.
Yeah.
And you really have, Debo Samuels to guard? Like, that's it.
Which he's been put at the running back more, but
Debo's an animal. I'm not going to disrespect you. I think Debo's an animal.
He's a Patterson, basically. He'll do either.
Yeah. I think they're going to have problems without Scary Terry for sure. I'm never scared of Marcus Mariota throwing the ball, to be honest with you. I've seen him throw the ball off his butt. He can't hit anybody. But in my opinion, the Falcons, this is the type of scenario where the Falcons miss Troy Anderson. Troy Anderson's sideline to sideline speed was incredible. Deion Jones, sideline to sideline, was incredible. And last game, Bryce Young was beating Caden Ellis to the edge.
Yep.
And he was just a step behind. Now, we might need a better angle. I think he took a bad angle, things like that. The problem is we can't take Divine Diablo off coverage because he's really good at coverage on the tight ends and things like that. So it has to be Caden Ellis. So I think what we do is we have the DEs not worrying so much about sacking, but more containment, and also be watching for Mariota. I'm not worried about Mariota breaking contain on the outside. I'm worried about Mariota up the middle.
Yep. And
so we got to watch that up the middle, and maybe, our big guys, we just work on our stunts and we figure out ways to keep the gaps and not get spread. But, I'm a little concerned about that, but I think that's the only way they beat us.
Yeah,
I think the only way they beat us is Mariota just dinking and dunking down the field and making some runs. So if we just shut down the run completely and make Mariota throw the ball, I think we're going to have a good day. I think Bates gets a pick and we make some things happen. But again, I've seen when this happens, and then all of a sudden he's MVP caliber
Superman
player of the week. I know. So, that's what I think should happen. But, we should be 3-0 too. So who knows?
Yes, absolutely. I don't disagree at all. Philip, defensively, obviously we spoke about the offense, but let's speak about special teams. You had a rough special team week 1, week 2, they played phenomenal. Week 3, they start off not so shabby. Obviously, Jamal Agnew will now be your kick returner. Your thoughts about kick returns? I mean, I know this is not a topic we usually talk about, but can we get it right this week? I mean, Pena wasn't even punting the ball correctly last Sunday.
You better.
May not be a bad idea, Terry.
Yeah, he says, can we use Walker as a spy
100%.
on the Washington quarterback?
That's what he did at Georgia.
And then we have not London. We have what's his name? Our Leonard Floyd, and then we put AK and JP on the outside, and then we just have Walker back there, and maybe we go. What would that make it a?
And
3-4?
Not to harp on defense a lot. Being at the game, it's crazy when their own fans is like, "Damn, we got away with holding."
It was a lot.
Easiest thing.
A lot.
Like they're like, "Oh, well, we got by with this." Like,
I'm
tired of seeing our young players be like so hungry, but they're just being choked.
Yeah, it's a good thing to see the stats though, in the Falcons' interior and external, or the edge players putting high numbers in the pressure. It's going to be there. It's going to be there, and it's still early for all. I mean, Rook, all these guys, still very early. Dolores, man, there's still a lot of opportunity.
Last year the Falcons, they kind of started off hot. At one point, the Falcons were 6-2 in the NFL. But
it started like this.
It did.
Remember? It started like this, and then they kind of caught fire.
Officer Doofy is in the chat where it says Obert has the defense playing great. That I can agree with, Officer Doofy.
Yep.
Glad to have you here.
Nothing.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, brother, and you like what you're seeing. Hit the like button. Share us to a Falcon fan. Glad to have you here and appreciate your comment. So defensively, I agree, Rick. Like, it's going to get there. You've seen it on the pressure rates. You've seen it on even the run defense hasn't been too shabby this year.
No.
It's like run defense was kind of an issue last year. Now Jeff Ulbricht comes in 3 games in. He has you as a top 10 defense. I don't think we can, even really speak about the defense. Offense gave up, pretty much 14 points. The second interception was pretty much a pick six because you led them all the way to the other side of the field. Yep. So, I mean, really, if you think about it, the Falcons defense allowed, 17 points Sunday. If you take away the pick six,
And they were on the field the whole game.
interception. Yeah,
They didn't even get a water break because JPJ was 3 and out, pick, 3 and out. So, it's God, Matt Ryan. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, bro.
Matty
you know
Ice.
what Matt Ryan would be doing with this team right now?
Oh, I'm telling you.
Oh my God, we'd be blowing them out 24.
Balling.
Oh God.
Balling. So, Philip, I know. Off of last Sunday, it's kind of hard to make a hot take off of that kind of offense performance, but we do it for every show leading into the Sunday game. We will have another podcast before Sunday. I mean, Rick will probably be at the game, so it may just be me and you Sunday. But give me a hot take for your Atlanta Falcons versus the Washington Commanders, and maybe an overall score. And I know it's kind of jumping the gun because of the last week, but how do the Falcons bounce back? What is the key to success to beat Marcus Mariota and the Washington Commanders? And what is a hot take for me?
One, you contain him. That's simple. Spy. That's it right there. Spy. QB spy. Literally, you keep him rattled. We seen him. Hell, he likes to throw when he's sitting on his ass. Like,
oh no, you're stupid.
He's rattled. He's he's not it, bro. But offensive side of the thing, you got to get the ball going. You gotta make complete. See the wide open receivers. Read it. Read the defense. Get the plays out. Boom.
And for the love of God, move around in the pocket. Please move around in the pocket a little bit. Abno says his hot take is we scored 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's kind of rough when that has to be a hot take because we scored 0 last week. so 2 touchdowns would be something. I'll take it. Rick, you got a hot take?
I'm just gonna. If I just go based on last week, I got nothing. We get blown out this game. We don't even have a chance because I thought a high school football team showed up in Charlotte. That's how bad it looked to me. It was so bad. Not defense. Obviously, they could have been offense. I don't even know if the offense was even there. So I'm just going to kind of just try to, that knocked them down a notch. So, not looking forward to this. I'll be honest with you. I'm not scared.
You know what game I'm not looking forward to, Rick?
Listen, I sit in the 16th row on the visitor side.
Yeah,
so I get all the smoke. And I talk a lot of shit. So that don't go good together. My hot take is I'm going to go with
I didn't even do a hot take.
Kyle Pitts scores 2 touchdowns.
Okay. We get Kyle Pitts.
I think Kyle Pitts scores 2 touchdowns. And I'm going to say this. If this team doesn't come out with a lot of energy and emotion, and I don't see Drake getting up, getting in people's face, and people getting in people's face, and them fighting, and then they ain't got no heart, they ain't got no soul, and they're not feeling like I'm feeling it. I'm not even on the field. This ain't even my career. This don't make a damn of a difference. I could turn off the TV and go to work and hang out with my kids. This is your livelihood on the line, and you are going to get your coach fired if you don't put your soul onto the field this Sunday. I swear to God. So please show me effort, show me heart, show me intensity. If we lose, we lose, but don't go like you. Charlotte was pathetic. Y'all gave up. They gave up. And
they did.
Michael Penix gave up. Michael Penix folded.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. T. Terry says his Falcon win will be 24-17. That's his hot take and score. Philip, hot take.
Parker Romo's coming for vengeance, boys.
Okay.
He's going to step it up this game. He's going to win by a game-winning field goal, 27-24.
Okay, 27-24 is Philip's final score with the hot take of Romo.
He's going to make it hot Atlanta back, man. Hot Atlanta.
So if I'm going score-wise, if the Commanders score 24 on us with Mariota quarterback and all their injuries, we're in a lot of trouble.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go again. They hurt me in Carolina, so they set me back a little bit. I'm gonna go 20-10 Atlanta. 2010. I'm not giving the offense that much love. There's got to be 2 touchdowns to Kyle Pitts, like I said, 2 field goals, and I think that's about it.
So my score is going to be kind of close. I'm going to say the Atlanta Falcons walk away with a dub. You get back to 500, 2-2. Hopefully take second place back in the NFC South because right now we're below the Panthers in the NFC South standings. So I'm going to say the Falcons walk away with a dub 17-10. That's pretty reasonable after what I've seen offensively this year. 27-10 is my final, and I think your hot take for the game is it's really not a hot take at this point. Bijan Robinson hits 100 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
Easily. 100 yards on the ground, maybe 150 total. So that's my hot take for Sunday. Falcon fans, man, y'all hit that like button. Y'all guys went off tonight in the comment section, man. I couldn't even read all the comments because you guys kept it flowing through. Philip, give me a shout out for tonight, brother, as we get ready to close this podcast out.
Shout out to our Lord and Savior, man. We blessed. We seen another day. We've had a whole week. Shout out to the nephew. Birthday party is tomorrow. Birthday was yesterday.
The big two.
Yeah. Shout out to Chase. Showing up at work today. Shout out you boys though. Appreciate y'all being here. Shout out to the birds, man. Give me a little bit of something this Sunday, man. Y'all had me low key like not even wanting to do this tonight, but we here. I'm riding with you. We've been down since day one, man. So I'm here to stay.
Thank you, Terry.
Win, lose, or draw, baby. Falcon till we fall. Rick, shout out for tonight, though.
I ain't got the flag.
I'm going to give a shout out to Ulbrich. I think thank you for bringing a respectable defense to this team, putting these guys in position to win. I haven't seen that in a while. It's been exciting. It's been fun to watch. I'm going to give a shout out to Terry Fontenot for doing the things in the draft that everybody hated, every single pick and everything. And so far, a lot of your picks, Dolores, Rook has shown up. All four guys we drafted. It's been a pleasant surprise. It's been a boost of energy for the entire squad. So I shout those guys out. Shout out my wife who was scrambling, feeding the dogs and putting the kids in bed and getting tacos and bringing me food and drinks this whole time and keeping me alive. I worked all day today and I told her I got to do a podcast with the boys, talk about Falcons, and she did it. She did all the work. So shout out to her and the girls for leaving me alone. We went to Disney on Ice last week. I mean, yesterday. Let me tell you, it was fire. I'm not even going to lie to you. It was fire. They're doing all their little flips and things. I was kind of like, I kind of like this. So shout out to anybody who entertains kids. Man, that's God's work. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Rise up, man. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. Once again, shout out to T. Terry, Albnell, Officer Doofy, Josh Gilman, T. Terry, Tony Primetime Dunn, Sterling Woods. Who else? There's so many. I can't even roll up and see them all. We'll give a shout out to Rick for coming through. Philip, you as well, bro. I know you were regretting this podcast. I know you didn't want to do it all week. You told me you were not doing a podcast. But we did it, man. We got it in the books. Last week, week 3 is officially over with. Now it's looking towards the future. Week 4 now. Yeah, Philip with the new setup. So yeah, week 4 ahead of us, man. We got bigger and better things to head to. Hopefully the Falcons back this Sunday. I want to give a shout out to as Rick said, Jeff Ulbrich. You brought a top 10 so far early into the season. You have shout out to Robert, shout out to Cody, our 2 co-hosts. Shout out to Mr. David. Leaning towards Mr. David to possibly be another DFU co-host here on the channel. So shout out to David as well. Shout out to the wife, man. She's in there with the 2 kids right now. I hear them in there screaming and running around the living room. So shout out to the wife for making the podcast possible. And just shout out to all our viewers, man. This show isn't possible without you guys. So
yeah, y'all make it fun for real.
Absolutely.
We appreciate those comments.
The comments, the questions, it keeps us rolling, man. We appreciate you guys. And ultimately, shout out to a Falcon bounce back Sunday, baby. We got to have it because, Rick, I must say that Thursday night game against the Bills is going to be pretty nail biting if we lose the Washington game. That's going to be.
Well, listen, we were in this position last year, guys.
Yep.
And if you would have told me, not how and I said this last year. The first 4 games, we end up 2-2. However, we got there, and you said, "Hey, we're going to start out this first 2 games 2-2." Looking at the schedule, I've been like, "Okay, yeah, I can see that. Cool." Going into the 49ers and Bills game, I'm concerned because those teams, but 1 week at a time, man. Let's pull it together. Let's get some strength, some wins, and some consistency going, and some good things will happen, man. Just stay positive. Everybody stay positive. Put the good energy out there. Show it the Benz. Go live. Let's do it.
April Thomas, appreciate you tuning in. Check the replay because we are fixing to end the show right now. Albno said, not going to lie, 40-17 against the Bills. We lose. Hopefully not. Sheesh, Albno. Come on, my God. Falcons fans, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Bring the comments after the live video. I will be sure to comment back to you. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Philip, Rick, Cody, Robert. A-Town down. Rise up. We'll catch you guys Sunday morning pregame show with DFU. Rise up. A-Town down. We out of here.